Welcome to Life in the UK Test.biz, where learning is fun. The official home of the Prime Minister is 10 Downing Street, in central London, near the Houses of Parliament. He or she also has a country house outside London called Chequers. The Prime Minister can be changed if the MPs in the governing party decide to do so, or if he or she wishes to resign. The Prime Minister usually resigns if his or her party loses a general election. The Prime Minister appoints about 20 senior MPs to become ministers in charge of departments. These include Chancellor of the Exchequer, Home Secretary, Foreign Secretary, other ministers, called Secretaries of State, responsible for subjects such as education, health and defence. These ministers form the Cabinet, a committee which usually meets weekly and makes important decisions about government policy. Many of these decisions have to. Each department also has a number of other ministers, called Ministers of State and Parliamentary Under-Secretaries of State, who take charge of particular areas. The Leader of the Opposition also appoints senior opposition MPs to be shadow ministers. They form the shadow cabinet and their role is to challenge the government and put. There are a few MPs who do not represent any of the main political parties. They are called independents and usually represent an issue important to their constituents. Pressure and lobby groups are organisations which try to influence government policy. They play an important role in politics. Civil servants are expected to carry out their role with dedication and a commitment to the civil service and its core values. These are integrity, honesty, objectivity and impartiality, including being politically neutral. Towns, cities and rural areas in the UK are governed by democratically elected councils, often called local authorities. Some areas have both district and county councils, which have different functions. Most large towns and cities have a single local authority. London has 33 local authorities, with the Greater London Authority and the Mayor of London coordinating policies across the capital. Many local authorities appoint a mayor, who is the ceremonial leader of the council. In some towns, a mayor is elected to be the effective leader of the administration. Since 1997, some powers have been devolved from the central government to give people in Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland more control over matters. The Welsh Government and National Assembly for Wales are based in Cardiff, the capital city of Wales. The National Assembly has 60 assembly members, AMs. Elections are held every 4 years using a form of proportional representation. Members can speak in either Welsh or English and all of the Assembly's publications are in both languages. The Assembly has the power to make laws for Wales in 20 areas, including education and training, health and social services, economic development, housing. Since 2011, the National Assembly for Wales has been able to pass laws on these topics without the agreement of the UK Parliament. The Scottish Parliament was formed in 1999 and sits in Edinburgh. There are 129 members of the Scottish Parliament, MSPs, elected by a form of proportional representation. The Scottish Parliament can pass laws for Scotland on all matters which are not specifically reserved to the UK Parliament. The matters on which the Scottish Parliament can legislate include civil and criminal law, health, education, planning, additional tax-raising powers. In Scotland, the elected members, called MSPs, meet in the Scottish Parliament building at Holyrood in Edinburgh. For more information, see www.scottish.parliament.uk. In Northern Ireland, elected members, known as MLAs, meet in the Northern Ireland Assembly at Stormont, in Belfast. A Northern Ireland Parliament was established in 1922, when Ireland was divided. But it was abolished in 1972, shortly after the Troubles broke out in 1969. The Northern Ireland Assembly was established soon after the Belfast Agreement, or Good Friday Agreement, in 1998. The Assembly has 108 elected members, known as MLAs, members of the Legislative Assembly. They are elected with a form of proportional representation. The Northern Ireland Assembly can make decisions on issues such as education, agriculture, the environment, health, social services. The UK government has the power to suspend all devolved assemblies. It has used this power several times in Northern Ireland when local political leaders found it difficult to work together. However, the Assembly has been running successfully since 2007. The UK has had a fully democratic voting system since 1928. The present voting age of 18 was set in 1969 and, with a few exceptions, all UK-born and naturalised adult citizens have the right to vote. Adult citizens of the UK, and citizens of the Commonwealth and the Irish Republic who are resident in the UK, can vote in all public elections. Adult citizens of other EU states who are resident in the UK can vote in all elections except general elections. To be able to vote in a parliamentary, local or European election, you must have your name on the electoral register. If you are eligible to vote, you can register by contacting your local council electoral registration office. This is usually based at your local council. If you don't know which local authority you come under, you can find out by visiting www.aboutmyvote.co.uk and entering your postcode, and you can download voter registration forms. In Northern Ireland a different system operates. This is called individual registration, and all those entitled to vote must complete their own registration form. Once registered, people stay on the register provided their personal details do not change. For more information, see the Electoral Office for Northern Ireland website at www.eira.org.uk. People vote in elections at places called polling stations, or polling places in Scotland. Before the election you will be sent a poll card. This tells you where your polling station or polling place is and when the election will take place. On election day, the polling station or place will be open from 7 AM until 10 PM. When you arrive at the polling station, the staff will ask for your name and address. In Northern Ireland you will also have to show photographic identification. If it is difficult for you to get to a polling station or polling place, you can register for a postal ballot. Your ballot paper will be sent to your home before the election. You then fill it in and post it back. You can choose to do this when you register to vote. Most citizens of the UK, the Irish Republic or the Commonwealth aged 18 or over can stand for public office. There are some exceptions, including members of the armed forces, civil servants, people found guilty of certain criminal offences. Members of the House of Lords may not stand for election to the House of Commons but are eligible for all other public offices.